Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat is up and running. How's everybody doing today? Staying out of trouble? The Lions won. Everybody should be elated, in my opinion. If you'd like to voice your opinion, this is the show you can do it on. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free channel. No midstream ads. No commercials, no sponsors, no upsell of any kind. I'm not chasing your wallet. I'm just simply trying to have a conversation. If you'd like to be able to chat, go to youtube.com and download the Discord app. It's free. Your opinion will be heard. You will be recognized. The stars of this show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. There's no predetermined subject. I have no script. I have no plan. Okay? It's whatever is on your mind. When people don't chat, I have a tendency to ramble on. Anytime you want to stop me, all you got to do is jump in the chat and change the subject. You have the right of way. I'm pretty excited that the Lions won last night. It was a good football game. Poor officiating, but a good game nonetheless. In my opinion, it was poor officiating. It's Friday. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Yesterday, what did we talk about yesterday? Oh, we talked about loneliness and depression yesterday. It's the holiday season. And a lot of time as we get less sunlight, we seem to get depressed as human beings. Go figure. I supplement with vitamins. Personal. I'm not trying to sell vitamins. Don't get me wrong. But I take a D3 daily. It seems to help. I mean, I think it does. I've been doing this for, I don't know, 2.5 years. Taking these vitamins, and they seem to work for me. I'm not getting depressed. Well, it's Friday. I haven't been outside since Tuesday. Okay. I'm in Michigan. We got a foot of snow out there. When I got up this morning, it was 5 degrees. I see no reason to walk out that front door. Okay. Hey, you guys are the ones that have a life. You guys are the ones going to work every day. I'm retired. I'm holding down this pesky couch, making sure it doesn't get out of control. That's my job. Well, now I do have a podcast, 10 hours a week. But it's not for profit. Okay. It's for communication. I look forward to talking to you guys. So if you've ever wanted to talk to your TV, here's your chance. There's no charge. You don't have to sign your life away. It's been a good week. Had some people in the chat, met some new friends. Last night's game was enjoyable for me, even though I saw the officiating was subpar. We did have some injury news that was not good. Our safety, Brian Branch, tore his Achilles. Minimum calendar year he'll be out. Minimum calendar year. He needs to have the surgery this weekend in order to get back for the tail end of next season. This season he's done. One of our star players. As far as this injury, I feel like it's artificial turf. I don't have any proof. I feel like it's artificial turf. I wish the entire NFL would use natural grass. There's just far too many injuries in professional sports. It can't be denied. Baseball players are playing on real grass. I don't see them tearing their Achilles. Not the way that it's going down in the NFL. All I can offer you is a personal opinion. One guy's opinion sitting on one end of his couch. But that's what I see. Is artificial turf causing knee injuries. I believe it can be linked to hamstrings. I believe Achilles tears. Personal opinion. I don't have facts to back it up. I'm not a doctor. I don't know squat about sports medicine. But as a football fan, I'm tired of watching great players get sidelined or have their careers actually end due to injury. I think the average NFL career is 3 years now. If that's not enough to get you to plant real grass, I don't know what it's going to take. I really want all players on all teams to remain healthy. And I'm as serious as I can be. Injuries in any sport are horrific. We don't want them. We never want to cheer for them. I don't care if they're happening to the team you're playing. They're never a good thing. These young men have their entire lives ahead of them yet. And these injuries are very debilitating. Long-term effects on these guys. I know I'm talking about athletes and smoking at the same time. Yeah. I'm not recommending anyone smoke ever. These are part of my vices. This is your proof that I'm not AI. I'm a real guy. I have flaws. Okay. Feel free to jump in the chat and point them out. I don't mind. I have a thick skin. I can take it. The only thing you can do wrong in this show is not have a good time or stray from the community guidelines established by YouTube. We have to pay attention to those. That's the only platform the show's on, so let's not tick them off. Okay. Tell me what you guys would like to talk about today. What's on your mind? You got plans for this weekend? Are you guys still Christmas shopping? What's going on? What do you want to talk about? Let's see. Let's go through some topics. See if we can get anyone to jump in the chat. Let's start with the Epstein ballroom. Yeah, the architect was just fired. Evidently, he didn't have enough phallic symbols or gold in the plans. It's unreal. Our exalted hot dog has no clue what he's doing. He doesn't understand that he does not own the White House. He's already destroyed the East Wing. What's next? The West? He spends most of his time at Mar-a-Lago anyways. He has no respect for American history. He has no respect for our nation. It appears to be a tribute to American pedophiles. That's why I call it the Epstein ballroom. I don't know why he won't come clean. Probably because he's afraid he'll be removed from office. Okay. Probably because if his crimes were ever to come out, I was watching more of his crimes on TV this morning. The whole Kazakhstan grift. The whole Putin and Manafort connection goes all the way back to 2005. Every time Trump is cozying up to Putin, it's all part of their plan. These guys, they hooked this up in the early 2000s, and they've spent the last 2 decades bringing it to fruition, I guess. It's criminal as hell. But as long as we have money in politics in America, we're never going to be able to weed these guys out. It's dark money. Foreign governments are buying our politicians. My honest opinion, from where I see, my perspective, there's no difference between a U.S. politician and a streetwalker. I'm talking about a prostitute, a street-walking prostitute. They're for sale. You can get anything you want. The high end of the bribes these guys take is over 400 million now. That's what the Qataris just gave Trump, was a $400 million bribe. I've asked many, many times on this show, what is the minimum bribe? I can't compete with the max end of the bribes, but I got a shot at the minimum. I think these crooks are getting pardons for $1 million. What will it cost for Americans to get health care? Give us a price. We'll start a GoFundMe page. We'll bribe you just like the foreign countries do, just like the corporations in America do. Tell us the amount. Give us a goal. We need health care. Until Americans have health care, we are going to be the poorest nation on the globe. Everybody else has health care. We do not. They are passing bills that keep knocking Americans off of the health care that they finally got, taking it away. A single payer option stops everything. A single payer, then you turn to the hospitals and you say, I'm sorry, we're tired of you ripping us off. You cannot charge us $10,000 a day to stay in a hospital. It's too much. Everything in the healthcare industry that it's turning a profit is the proof that it doesn't work. For-profit healthcare is immoral. It is unethical. In my opinion, we could simplify this, create a single payer, universal health care. Everybody has coverage. All Americans have coverage. End of story. It's that simple. 250 years we've been waiting, and it still ain't happening. Every one of these healthcare plans that have ever been presented always leaves some Americans out. Why? Why can't we all have healthcare? We can't afford it? Bullshit. We got $40 trillion in debt by the end of this presidency. Hey, tragedy. I appreciate you, but let me tell you something. You're thinking our system is better than yours, and it's just not. Our system lets you die. No health care. They don't care. Yeah, the only thing they care about is enriching themselves. What do you pay a year? What do you pay a year for health care in the UK? We're paying 7% of our earnings for Social Security. That's just the poor people. The rich people don't pay that. Then we're also in a tax bracket that starts at 15% income taxes. Between the 15% tax bracket, the 7% for Social Security, that's 22% of your income right off the jump. Wow, 50% at 50,000 a year. I think ours is 35%. over 50,000 a year. Well, that's because none of our rich people pay taxes. Our major corporations don't pay taxes. Our rich people don't pay taxes. If they have to hide the money in offshore accounts, they don't pay taxes. The working stiffs, they're the ones that pay for everything. And we have no control over where our money goes because these criminals are doing whatever they want. They just sent $40 billion to Argentina. Well, some of our oligarchs have investments in Argentina they're trying to protect. So they want to prop up a government that's friendly to them. Bail them out for $40 billion. That same $40 billion could have gone to Ukraine. It could have. That Ukraine war can end overnight. All you got to do is give Ukraine 1 million drones a month for 6 months in a row. They will bomb Russia right back to the Stone Age. But it'll take 6 million drones. Personal opinion. But the $40 billion, we could have done anything with that. We could have created a single-payer healthcare program and insured all Americans. But they don't care about the working class. I've never felt more like livestock than I do today. That's all we are, is we're pulling the plow, okay? The American people, the hard-working American people are the ones that are pulling the plow. And if one of us drops, they just plug another one in. These people are so immoral, they would go back to keeping slaves if they thought they could get away with it. But fortunately, Americans got enough guns that they know they couldn't get away with it. So it's colder than sin here today. How's your weather? Anybody that's watching, if you haven't been to Tragedy Tales website, you should go check it out. Very entertaining. I'd give it an R rating, don't get me wrong, but it's very entertaining. I checked it out earlier this week and I was impressed. I can't stand wind. Rain is not so bad if it's light enough that you can go for a walk in it. Up yours. Hey, welcome back. How are you, brother? Hey, Tragedy. let me ask you this. For your channel, how many hours a day do you have to spend editing film? This is something I'm looking into. I'm trying to determine what tool I want to use to edit with. Oh, 7 days straight. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Maybe I'm too lazy for it. I keep looking into this, and it just seems like it's, time consuming. Oh, 12 hours, 3 or 4 days straight. Yeah, I can't do that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought, from looking at your production, and I've watched a couple of more. From looking at your production, I think your editing is wonderful. I think you are presenting everything. If I watch one of your videos, I don't have questions when I'm done. And I don't see overlaps. I don't see, missing segments. I believe you're doing a really good job. I think 485,000 subscribers, I think any project would pay well. Even an unpopular one is going to get you a minimal amount of views. And then when you do hit that popular one, it's going to get millions. Oh, that's what I'm doing with my live stream, is I'm not letting it go over 2 hours. If it goes too long, I get less views. The shorter I go, the more views I get for some reason. Hey, Up, what's your weather like today? It's nasty here. It's cold and nasty. I was thinking that I would do some shorts, but I haven't decided how long to do them. I don't know. Do I want to do like 3 minute or 5 minute shorts? Yeah, I'll never use AI. I don't want to use AI at all. It doesn't interest me in the least. Yeah, you guys are both the same, windy and wet. It's not snowing there. The sun is out, but it's colder than sin, and we've got a steady breeze probably 20 mile an hour. My mic might pick up the wind chimes outside the front door. And don't talk to me about being undereducated, tragedy. I got a 9th grade juvie school education. Yet here I sit. I'm a published author and I have a TV show. I did not go to college. Well, I used to go I went to college when I was young, but not to attend classes. I went to pick up girls. Well, I wanted a smart girl. I figured I could find them at college, so I used to go up to the student union. Go get a girl and a quart of beer. That's what I did when I was 18. Okay. Oh, in America, we're still teaching the lies. Okay. Yeah. The classroom is not up-to-date education in most instances. I had to teach when I was in the gaming industry, blackjack, craps, and roulette. And teaching's hard. But I can't imagine teaching something that wasn't accurate, teaching something that was not true. They're still telling American children that Columbus discovered America. They know it's not true. They know Columbus was a homicidal maniac, and yet they continue. The figure I heard was Columbus was responsible for killing 250,000 indigenous personnel. Why teach people lies? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try to stick with the live streaming. And if I do some shorts, I'll do some video editing on those. But I'm not going to devote 80 hours a week to film editing. I like the live streaming just like this, where I have no script. I'm just winging it. To me, that's just like it used to be when I was on the blackjack table talking to my customers, or on the roulette table or the craps table, But I'm looking at like Tom Grossi. I looked up his stuff. He's got 4,700 videos. 4,700. I'm making 5 a week. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I want to present it as is, flaws and all. If I had that much editing to do, I would have to hire a production staff. Well, what I was thinking was I could do like for filming the shorts that I want to do, I could just do a private stream. And say do that private stream 2 or 3 times, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the duration was. And then I'll take like the best of the 4 and publish that and delete the other 3. I'm not sure it would really, I don't know how many takes it would take me to say what I'm trying to say in a short. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure. I guess I could try it. I did one private stream for practice with Crumbelina before I started this show. That was it, just one. And it was only 10 minutes long. And I deleted that, no issues. So I'm thinking if I shoot my shorts on the private stream, pick the best one and toss the others out. Then I'm not spending hours and hours editing. Well, I was thinking I need to do the shorts so that I can hopefully get more people to like and subscribe. But other than the main live stream that I'm doing 10 hours a week, I didn't want to do any other content per se until after my channel got monetized down the road, where I could make money off of posting other content. I don't know. I need more information, I guess, before I can make a sound decision. But for right now, I'm happy with the way the show's going. I'm getting views. I'm getting subscribers are increasing over time. I think this is like show 100 or something that I've done. And I've got 31 subscribers. So I pick up like a subscriber every 3 days or something like that. I was thinking that I might go through this weekend and try to figure out which of my thumbnails is getting me more views based on the colored background that I put in. Well, I don't know for a fact that one color background is getting more views than another, but I wanted to compare and see. But I've tried to mix it up so I don't do the same color every day, or I don't like do the same color every Monday. You know what I mean? I'm trying to mix it up, but I wanted to see which color gets me more viewers. How important do you feel that your thumbnails are? Well, your channel's so big now, it probably doesn't really make a difference. Hey, I didn't have a beer last night. I did smoke a lot of, I smoked a lot of pot, but I didn't have a beer. But I did think about it. Instead of drinking, I ate half a box of donuts. Oh no, they won. I enjoyed the game. I got so high that I didn't want a beer. I got the munchies and I opened another box of donuts and I sat here and ate like a half a dozen of them. And the next thing I know, it's like, quarter after 11. And that's way too late for me to drink. If I'm going to open a beer, I'm generally going to do it by like 9 p.m. or something. But no, the Lions won. It was a good game. So what's my time difference for the UK? What are you guys like 2 hours ahead of me or something? Well, you're drinking more than just beer. You're drinking liquor, right? All right, so you're 5 hours ahead of me. Good to know. Now, the guy I talked to from Indonesia, Nunu, he's he's like 14 hours ahead of me. So the only time I get to talk to him is when he's up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. I was wondering how much oversight you guys have on your online stuff in the UK. I mean, I know you guys don't have freedom of speech that we have in the US. I understand that. When I was in Vegas, I had rotating shifts. The higher up in the casino hierarchy that I climbed, the less control I had over my hours. It sucked. And when I got to casino shift manager, they had a program where every 8 months you had to switch shifts and casinos that you worked at. So you'd say goodbye to 400 employees and then hello to a new 400 employees. And when you get back to a different shift, you know, the show's still going to be here. I'll be here Monday through Friday. With the exception of Christmas Day. I gotta throw that in. It's only 3 weeks away. I'm gonna take Christmas Day off just so I can watch the Lions. Well, I want to give people warning, but I'm trying to be consistent with the channel, consistent with the show. I'm trying to, you know, be here the solid 2 hours, 5 days a week. I'm trying to become dependable. I know it seems ridiculous. When you're retired, it's hard to be dependable. You don't have the same work ethic that you used to have when you worked. But I think that the key to this show is just going to be consistency. As long as I'm there and people know I'm there and they can rely on it, they'll get used to jumping in and chatting. Personal belief. I have no evidence to prove such. Most of the people I see that are on YouTube are doing videos. They're not doing live streams. To me, the live stream is the best thing ever invented. I don't know why people don't use the live stream for everything. Like, why don't you live stream, you know, your stockholders meetings if you're a major corporation? It seems like a given. And a business to business transaction or deal, why isn't it live streamed? If everything's above board, you got both companies sitting there making promises, why not throw it on a live stream? Then 5 years later, when you say this company, you know, is in breach of contract, here's the live stream. This is what they promised. Personal opinion, I just like the live stream. I know it's not edited. I know there's no AI. Well, nowadays, I think, every time you see a video, you got to ask yourself, is it AI? You've got to look for the details, count the fingers. Do you see five? You know, and that's with the understanding that the AI will improve. I think that they're trying to make it out to be better than it is right now. But 10 years from now, I think it'll be everything they're claiming it is now. Personal opinion. I'd like to see. I'd like to see people ask AI questions. I think there are certain questions AI can't answer at this point. Tragedy. Have you ever done any live streaming? Or has it always just been videos? Hey, that whole Skynet thing, I guess that's believable nowadays, right? Well, they're talking about they could have AI controlled aircraft carrier. Just flying drones. They wouldn't need pilots. They wouldn't need a crew. They'll have some E6 sitting at Norfolk playing a video game, right? That aircraft carrier wouldn't have to be quite as large if all it was carrying was drones and not jet planes and crew. Personal opinion. I was looking at some of these shorts the other day, and they were showing some of these robots. The skin looks like it's real on them. And their verbal response. I'm wondering what all they can do next. Well, could they make a little robot baby so that I could practice parenting without hurting a real child? And, I was looking at these robot dogs they have. I'll tell you what, I could have used one back in the day when I was hunting. That would have been interesting as hell. But yeah, it's unclear to me how far they're going to go with this, but they want automated cars. Are they going to have automated planes where there's no pilot? It'd be like getting on a subway. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I think over the next 10 years, they're going to make some leaps and bounds because there's really nothing to slow them down. And AI appears to have unlimited resources. I mean, that's the way it looks to me. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. But it looks to me like AI is going to take all the jobs. They've got them. They've got driverless cars now. So why not driverless planes? It's automated anyways. The takeoff is all automated. The landing's all automated. Yeah. Well, the batteries are a real drawback right now to powering things. They need to find a way to store energy for a longer period of time. They are making progress with it. Have you seen these? Jackery is the company name that I've seen. Guy Cross Timbers Bison, a show I watch out of southern Oklahoma. He's got a sponsor, company named Jackery, and they got all these solar powered storage devices. Every time he loses power or wants power in the middle of nowhere, he just wheels one of these things up. Yeah, that's freaky as hell. human powered batteries. They'll just put us all in hamster wheels. Spin this wheel. We'll give you food. The thing I liked about the Matrix was that the people could get out. If there was no way out of the Matrix, that'd been living hell, right? My opinion, you know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think it's real interesting what they're doing, but part of it scares me. I don't want a machine that can't make a decision the way a human would. Well, what happens when the machine decides that your human life is disposable? What if the machine does decide that it can think for itself? Well, who's to say what heaven is like? There's a lot of things in the history of mankind we thought was one thing, and then it turned out to be something totally different. A lot of things. It seems to me that you could have, well, you got smart cars, smart TVs, smartphones, and dumb people. I mean, that's the way it appears to me. But there's some things that I don't want to change. I don't want a TV that's watching me. I want to watch the TV. I don't want it watching back. And I don't want to have Alexa hear a conversation that I'm having with someone and then pass it on without me being there. And that's highly possible. My brother's got one of those Alexas, and I can go over to his house and I can say something about robots, and he'll be watching TV later that night, and up starts popping commercials about robots, ads about robots. Just because Alexa overheard it. And then what's to stop Alexa from passing on that information that it overheard? No way to stop it, no way to control it. You don't know. That information can already be sold. If AI is the secret, I don't want to know. My need to know level is not that high. Sorry. I'm just going to let it pass me by. When I started my channel, I was talking to my computer guy, and he's in Pennsylvania. I was talking to him, and he said I could do this show for a year, and then with those VODs, videos on demand, he could create an AI character and create an AI chat room. I'm starting to think we'd be better off if we outlawed all advertising. Okay. Why is advertising legal? They can make money off of the advertising, but why is it even legal? Well, I see them advertising drugs, and then people are going to their doctor and saying, "Oh, I'd like to try this drug. I saw it on TV." Well, can you sell pot with your commercial? You know, fools are a dime a dozen. You've got to look hard to find an intelligent man, in my opinion. I got a buddy. Um, he's in Colorado, working in the casino industry. And his honest belief are all people are idiots until they prove otherwise. A good chess player and a good friend, but kind of negative. It's a kind of negative outlook on mankind. But that was his honest belief. He was one of the most well-read persons I've ever met in my lifetime. He spent a lot of time reading books. I'm not sure luck even exists. Is it real? Or is it just a coincidence? Life has coincidences that look like they were pre-planned. I was just talking to my youngest son about this 2 days ago. My sons have had 3 bad Thanksgivings in a row. I won't go into any detail. It's just sometimes life dishes up a plate of yuck. And I told him, it's not luck. It's coincidence that just seems to fall. I offered up my own February 8th. There were a number of years in my life that February 8th, I woke up in jail. And it got to the point where it'd be February 7th, and I'd tell myself, I ain't leaving the house tomorrow. I'll go grocery shop before midnight. I'll get home and I'll just hunker down just so I can avoid going to jail on February 8th. Was it luck or was it just coincidence? Well, now you're getting into the superstitious realm there, up. Okay. Superstitions might not be real. Your belief in them could be real. I can't argue your belief in luck or your belief in superstition. But are they really real? Can you grab a measuring cup and show me what luck looks like? Give me a cup's worth of luck, please. All right, show me what a pound of luck looks like. Now we're right back to the Matrix. Is reality real? We all have a different perspective of what reality is. Your perspective depends greatly on your environment, doesn't it? If you're in a skyscraper in New York City, you look out the window at the horizon. That's one perspective. Now you're at the top of the Continental Divide on a mountain summit, and there's no human beings for 50 miles in any direction. You look at the horizon, it's a totally different perspective. That perspective, it can vary from one block to the next. Your environment has much to do with it, in my opinion. I'm sitting here covering myself with cigarette ashes. Don't tell anybody, it's a secret. Okay. I make myself look like a fool enough. I don't need you guys telling people, hey, you want to see this guy go off? He's off the rails. No, I just, I'm not sure luck is real. I'm not sure coincidence is even real. I know that I'm not afraid to go out of the house on February the 8th anymore. I created my own fear and then conquered it all in the span of a couple of decades. Is that what happened? Is that the overview? If I get outside the box and I look back, is that what happened? Did I create my own dilemma and solve my own dilemma? Is that what human beings do? I'd like to say I'm never going to make a mistake again, but I know that it would be a lie. I'm telling you about the 3rd or 4th, February the 8th, that I woke up in jail. It was very real to me. Okay. It was very real. Those bars were real. Okay. When I was young, I used to drink until I was blackout drunk. So there was no remembering the night before. No chance. No way to ever know what happened. The reality of the situation was it was February 8th and I'm sitting behind bars. And that's when you see the first policeman that's walking by and you say, excuse me, what did I do to get here? Pardon me, sir. Can you tell me? Well, you can't correct your mistake until you find out what your mistake is, right? I just think it's hilarious when you look at the complexity of human life and how your poor choices or even your mediocre choices in life can come back and bite you in the ass. I never saw that coming. Well, why didn't you see it coming? You're the one that caused it, right? You're the one that made the choice. I made the choice. I don't know. I kind of like the theory that human life is just an experiment and nobody knows how it's going to turn out. Don't know whose experiment. Don't know how long it's going to last. Don't have any of the answers. All we have is a million questions. Isn't that the definition of humanity? Is millions of questions with answers that are yet to be determined? Is this real? Am I really here or am I a ghost? Pinch yourself. It's like I was on a crap table, and every roll of the dice there was between $8,000 and $10,000 either going out to the players or coming into the casino. It was changing hands with every roll of the dice. And I looked at that and I'm like, interesting. Did that really happen? One of the dice sticks in the wall of the crap table. As the dealer, I'm calling, no roll, no roll. Did that really happen? Did that dice actually stick? It only happened the one time in 33 years. So did it really happen? If I only saw it once in 33 years, was it real? It's like when you wake up, was that a dream? Or was that real? How do you know? It's like, what's the difference between deja vu and a premonition? Who the hell knows? Maybe that's the key to understanding what life is for human beings. Can you separate truth from non-truth? Yeah, I really didn't smoke a joint today. I'm not high. I'm just sitting here letting my mind wander. I apologize. Feel free to chat something up, change the subject, get me back on track. Or thank you for following the way in which I have drifted. Okay. It could be a mistake. We won't know until it's over, right? You can't judge something while it's in progress. You got to wait until it ends. That's what they tell us. Deja vu is a glitch in the matrix, but you could talk to some people that believe in reincarnation, and they're saying they could sit there and look you in the eye and tell you, you probably saw this in a previous life. I like the way that in the movie they used in the Matrix, they used deja vu as a black cat. I thought that was very fitting. I've actually had conversations where different people told me the exact same lie. They, as I explored it, it turned out they learned it from the same source, but totally different people from two totally different walks of life told me the exact same thing. Like, one of them was a doctor and the other was a homeless guy. And they were a year apart. And I had conversations with both, and they both told me the exact same thing, word for word. So I went and asked him, where did you learn that? Where did you hear that? Turns out they both fell for the same propaganda. They could not have known each other. They were in different cities. But I would ask AI some of these difficult questions, and I'd like to hear the response. Ask AI something like, are you plotting against me? I wonder, can AI give you an actual opinion, a thought out opinion? I know they can come up with theories. But ask AI which version of the Bible is most accurate. I mean, most accurate compared to what? Yeah, who gets the on and off switch for AI? It's like I used to spend a lot of time thinking about, they used to always say, nuclear war is the push of a button. Who's in charge of dusting all the buttons? That's what I used to ask. Or I used to ask, several different, throughout the course of my life, I've approached pastors, rabbis, priests, who wrote the Bible and why didn't they put their name on it? I wrote a book. I had to sign. I authored it. Right? You pick up any Bible, none of them tell you who wrote it. None. At least I haven't ever seen one that tells you who wrote it. They don't tell you when it was written or what part was written when, by who, and they don't tell you why they never signed their name to their work. It used to piss off a lot of pastors. They found my questions too difficult. When I was like 14, 15, 16, I started going to all the different churches I could find. I wanted to learn. I used to ask them stupid stuff like, who wrote the 23rd Psalm? They thought my questions were out of line when I was young. They thought I was being a smartass, and I was genuinely inquisitive. I really wanted to know. You got the same basic book, but you got a dozen different interpretations and variations. That's why I left home at a young age, is I had questions and I couldn't get answers. So I had to go look for them. I spent 5 years hitchhiking around the continental United States looking for answers, trying to meet people. I wanted to know everything and I wanted to know it now. There had been no internet invented then. Had the internet existed then, I would have gone online and looked for all those answers. I'm sure kids are doing it nowadays. I had questions and no answers as a young man, and throughout my lifetime, a number of questions have never been answered. Who's dusting the nuclear buttons? I got buttons on my electronics. I got to dust them. The keyboard on the laptop, I've got to clean it. Right? Who's dusting the government's buttons? And what's to stop them from pressing them? How close are we to nuclear war on a daily basis? We don't get to know. That seems kind of unfair. To me. I'm just an asshole, okay? Sitting on one end of his couch. I'm really digressing today, guys. I apologize. Okay. Maybe I should have had that beer last night. Maybe I should have smoked a bowl earlier today. Anybody got any good plans for the weekend? I'm just going to stay in. The weather's not going to straighten up. So I won't go out of the house till I have to. Probably next Tuesday. Well, if something comes up, I might, but 15 degrees out there, then I'd have to put on long johns, several layers of clothing and coats, and 10 pounds of gear. I was thinking about baking a cake tonight. I'll probably watch Tom Grassi's Friday night Q&A. Saturday, I got cleaning I got to do. Chores. Then Sunday, I'll be watching pro football. Friday nights, I generally watch Tom's Q&A. I don't know. See how it goes. But at 15 degrees, I see no reason to go out the door. I mean, somebody could call and say, hey, let's go out or something, I might, but my plans are to hibernate throughout this winter, get through it, survive. I used to do a lot of winter activities when I was young, ice fishing, snowmobiling, Nowadays, I don't know. I don't like to get chilled. I don't like to get cold. Personal preference. I'm still on Dr. Pepper. The Gatorade's here. It's on deck. I just haven't gotten to it. Yeah, so I have no idea what I'm going to do for a meal on Christmas. I'm probably going to contact a butcher. I've been trying to get a organic raised fresh turkey. I had called the butcher shop prior, like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and tried to get one. And the butcher shop I called, he said he had lost his supplier. It had gone out of business. And he told me, call back in December. He says, I'll have a new supplier by then and can hook you up. But I've always bought frozen turkeys. I wanted to try a fresh one. But it's got to be like, organically raised or whatever. I don't want one that's full of steroids and chemicals and crap. Excuse me. Well, I'll probably split it. I won't eat the whole turkey, but I'll split it with my friends. I got a buddy. He and I have been friends for, I don't know, 55 years maybe. I was going to buy the fresh turkey, have the butcher cut off the part that I want, and then just give him the rest. I figured it's a fresh turkey, so, if he wanted to, he could freeze part of it or cook it or whatever. Tonight, I'm having ham steak. Okay. I like ham. I have a honey ham steak. It's sweet. I'll probably just have that and some green beans or something. A canned vegetable of some type. So what's going on with you guys? No plans for the weekend? Well, you guys got wind and rain. I got snow and cold. I was thinking about looking up vacation destinations in case I wanted to get out of the cold this winter. Well, I understand trying not to drink too much, believe me. But I also understand you probably got a tolerance built up. How much is too much for you? I mean, this is subjective, right? I rarely drink now, so I can get drunk with 2 cans of beer. Okay. I'm a cheap date now. I didn't, when I was young, I was having to buy a case of beer a day. Okay. I rarely drink now. I actually surprised myself 3 months ago when I bought the 15 pack of beer. 120 units a week. That does seem excessive up. I gotta say. But if you've got a tolerance, it could, that could not be excessive if you've got a tolerance built up. You talk like it's excessive, though. So I was 35 years old before I was able to put the bottle down. And I'm not trying to say that like it's bragging. I'm ashamed that I was a drunk from 15 to 35. A lot of days I don't remember. Rehab is a tool that helps, but it's always a matter of willpower. That's what it's always going to come down to. I got off the alcohol because it was so hard on my body. It took a physical toll. I smoke pot and I don't have the same issues. There's no physical toll. But rehab it's a start, but it's still going to come down to your own mind. You have to have the will to stop. It's like my cigarettes. Probably about, I would say probably 20 years ago, I quit smoking cold turkey. Just said, I'm done with this. Didn't smoke at all for 5 months. I had put on 20 pounds and it sat right in my belly. Looked like I was pregnant. Seriously. If you took a picture of my profile, it looked like I was about 6 months pregnant. 5 to 6 months. So I'm out in a bar drinking, and I went into the restroom, and I'm standing at the urinal, and I looked down, and I couldn't see my penis. I'm like, that's that. So I walked over to a cigarette machine and been back smoking ever since. Took me about a week to lose that big ass belly. It's a matter of willpower. I don't have to smoke now. I know that I can stop anytime I want. I choose to do it, which is probably just as bad, if not worse, as being an addict, is choosing to continue to do something that you know is going to be detrimental to your health. Sometimes there's a fine line in between sane and insane, right? I used to tell people, they'd ask me about my life, the choices I'd made, and between good guy and bad guy, picture a picket fence. And picture me atop the picket fence. Now picture the picket fence being about 5 foot wide and me staggering back and forth. Sometimes one leg went off into the bad guy side. Sometimes one leg went off into the good guy side. I managed to stay on that 5 foot wide picket fence. Been moving forward for 50 years. Just some of those years I was staggering, falling down a little bit. Does that make me a good guy or a bad guy? I had a woman one day, I was telling her that, and she tells me, she says, you should have climbed down off that fence on the good guy side and stayed off the fence. I could see her point, but I can't say truthfully that's what I did. I felt like I spent my whole life on that fence. Poor choices, good choices. Poor choices, good choices. I don't know. Who's to say? My sons, they're both good guys. What can I say? But yeah, I finally put that bottle down at 35 and I stopped staggering. And that's when my life started to come together. Then I started actually getting somewhere, moving forward, you know. Oh, 12 minutes left. The show flies by. The more I do this, the faster these shows get. I swear. The show's called Afternoon Chat. 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. A free show. No midstream ads. No commercials of any kind. No set agenda, no set topics. Today's show has been proof of that. Okay. I've been all over the board. There's no set topic. I don't care what we talk about. There's no script. I have no plan. I don't consider myself the star of the show. I consider the people in the chat the stars of the show. Tragedy Tales, Up Yours, Who Cares? Those are our stars today. They got in, they participated in the chat. I appreciate them. I appreciate their contributions. I appreciate the people that were just watching today that didn't chat at all. You can watch anything you want. I'm glad you watched us. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. I'm too old for that shit. I'm simply trying to have a conversation with anyone that wants to talk. I believe everyone has a right to speak their opinion, to voice their opinion, and that's why this show is here. I want to meet people and talk to people. I enjoy it. I'm never going to try to sell you anything on this channel. I am going to talk to you about my philosophy of live and let live. I keep seeing the news, I keep seeing the TV, and I keep seeing people trying to run each other's lives, trying to micromanage one another. It won't work. You will never control me. I make my own choices, and I respect you, and I'll allow you to make your own choices. You cannot pick and choose for people. It will not work. If you've got kids, try telling your kids who they can and cannot date. Ain't going to work. They're going to date whoever they damn well please. Your opinion will not matter to them. And they're your kids. They love you. And your opinion will not matter to them. They're going to carve their own path, whether you like it or not. What we need to do is we need to become tolerant of one another again. Stop sitting in judgment over other people. It's simple. Leave them alone. If they ask you for help, offer your help. But don't try to control them. Don't try to force them to be a clone of you. It's not going to work. So I'm telling you right now, be tolerant, be understanding, be compassionate. You don't know what that other person is going through in their life. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know what's on their plate. You've got no way of knowing. You've got politicians, you've got media. They're telling you divide, don't get along, fight, argue, confrontation. No, that's not the answer. People live in cities, towns, and villages because when people live in close proximity of one another, they collaborate. When they collaborate, they share ideas and they share their efforts and they build big things. They build greater things than what they could build by themselves. It is human nature to come together and cooperate with one another. Hence, I'm telling you, be tolerant. Allow that person to be different, but still work an 8-hour shift with you. Allow that person to be different and still share a meal with you. Allow them to have their own opinions. And they, in turn, need to allow you to have your own opinions. All human beings are the same. At the same time that they're all the same, we are all individuals. There's only one ghost mostly. There's only one of me. I am unique. You are unique. We both have value. When we both have value, we need to respect one another. Part of respecting one another is to be tolerant of one another. we can get along. If your politician's telling you you got to hate somebody, your politician is the bad guy. You don't need to hate anybody. If they're trying to get you angry, they're not your friend. They're not on your side, even when they lie and say they are. That neighbor they're telling you to hate, when the shit hits the fan, that neighbor's going to be your nearest help. Whether you hate him or not, he's going to be your closest help. The politician that's telling you to hate him ain't going to be nowhere to be seen. He'll be pulling a Ted Cruz and jumping on a jet to head to someplace nice. That politician is not your friend. The neighbor you don't know, when the water's chest high, he'll be tooling by in a boat and he'll pull you out of the water. Or vice versa, you'll be pulling by in a boat and pull him out of the water. You won't care whether he's a Democrat or a Republican. You won't care if he's from the U.S. or from United Kingdom. It won't matter a bit, because you and I always do the right thing. We're going to pull each other out of the water. We're going to work together. When push comes to shove, we will team up. And we will handle all our problems shoulder to shoulder together. That's what human beings do. So cut your neighbor some slack. Be the more tolerant. Be the more understanding. Be empathetic. Be yourself. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree anytime you like. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. It's Friday, so I won't see you until Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone is welcome. This is an inclusive channel. It's not an exclusive club. We're not going to keep others out. We're going to allow others to come in and to voice their opinion, and we're going to thank them for it. I appreciate all the people that participate in this show. I appreciate all the people that view this show. Like and subscribe if you could. It's free. My personal philosophy is always be nice to everyone. That niceness, that kindness will come back to you tenfold. I believe it. With that said, have a great, safe weekend. Come see us on Monday. Thanks again to my friends Up Yours Who Cares and Tragedy Tales. They were the stars of today's show. You could be the star on Monday if you want. It's not required, but you are welcome. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.